Good evening everybody, and welcome to Direct Drive's Hub's Theory Workshop here on a Tuesday evening. I hope you're all well. Well, yes, the clocks went back this weekend, so I don't know about you, but I'm not really liking the extra darkness at night time, but hey ho, hopefully winter will be kind to us. So anyway, last week I was talking to you all about signals, and more specifically on the indicator, the importance of that, because of see how much the indicator can be quite a grey area for us. So I hope that was obviously of some help. I want to kind of like continue with that sort of theme tonight, talking about signals more in general. I know we have touched on it a little bit, but I think it is an important area, signals. The more importantly, I want to put this really under the heading of communication. As drivers, communication is really important. It is important that other road users know what we're going to be doing. Alright? As we looked at last week with the indicator, know what we're going to be doing so they can plan and take any action in good time to deal with any changes that we might be making. And the other side of that is, okay, us looking at what other road users are doing, picking up their communication. Alright, and this is vital, okay, because when we are picking up clear communication and looking what other road users are doing, this is going to help us plan our drive, make decisions, judgment, and all those things so much better. I think if I remember rightly last week I spoke about like roundabouts, and obviously it is one of the areas where you find a lot of road users, okay, don't indicate their intentions quite clearly. Quite often we see that people don't indicate at all on roundabouts, and perhaps it was a good idea, okay, to actually stand at a roundabout. It's a relatively busy one, seeing what traffic is actually doing, because this is also, you're going to get in, okay, as we said, okay, people don't always indicate, but there is other ways that we can determine what other road users' intentions are going to be, apart from just looking at their indicator. So what are they? Well, we've got the indicators we've already spoke about, and we've got lights on the car. So we've got obviously our headlights, we've got our tail lights, we've got our brake lights, we've got reversing lights. So all these things are generally, okay, giving a signal. So let's just very quickly just run through, okay, then. Indicator, I don't need to run through. We dealt with that last week. We know what the indicator is all about, and should have a really good idea now how to use the indicator. Brake lights. Okay, so they're obviously giving warning to other road users behind us that we intend to slow down and stop. Okay, so giving a signal. Alright. Headlights. Now again, we see a lot of this, okay, people flashing their headlights, and I think we've got to be careful of this one, because that also can be a misleading thing, because road users, okay, can flash their headlights to say thank you, because maybe you've been courteous and polite and given away or something like that, so they may give a little flash on their headlights, okay, to say thank you. You might get another road user flashing their headlight, okay, to tell you that, you know, they're going to wait for you and letting you come out of a junction or something like that. But where you've got to be careful of there is making sure that when you see somebody flashing their headlights at you, that it is for what you think it is. They're not flashing their headlights, okay, to say hi to their mates when you think, okay, they're letting you out of the junction. So, you know, it is really important, okay, when you get into that situation, okay, and somebody flashes their headlight, vital for you to still have a good look, check, and make sure it's going to be safe and clear for you to go. If you've got any reason to doubt that, and you don't think it's safe, then clearly don't go. So that's why it's not a great idea for us to use our headlights to flash for these things, because it could mislead, it could miscommunicate. So the best way, obviously during the daytime, is just put your hand up, okay, to say thank you. I know that's obviously more difficult at night time, but I think it's better, okay, that we don't miscommunicate. Alright. The highway code does clearly state that using your headlights, okay, or flashing your headlights, should we say, is there to warn of our presence, to let other road users know we are there. Okay, the same as the horn. the horn should be used to warn of our presence, to let other road users know, okay, we are there. So it's one to obviously think about a little bit more. So yeah, we've got reversing light. Okay, so as soon as you select the gear into reverse, that will automatically put on the reversing lights again in the rear of the vehicle to allow road users, pedestrians, to know that you intend to go backwards. Okay, some cars have 2 reversing lights, okay, some have 1, okay, it doesn't really make any difference, but you'll see that's really, okay, the clear light, okay, on the back of the car. Okay, so, you know, we've got various lights, okay, giving signals. So how else do we give a signal apart from using lights and things like that? Well, the 2 main ones are going to be your road position and your road speed. Okay, so we can tell what people are kind of doing there. To give an example is, if we have, you can see this, okay, if we had a T-junction, okay, so you can see we've got a T-junction there, and we were coming out, emerging out of this junction, okay, intending to turn right, and we see, okay, coming down on the, okay, on our right we have a car coming down that is approaching where we are very fast, is positioned quite close to the centre of his road, but he's indicating left. Would we move out to turn right, okay, with this car coming down? Well, I would say no to that one, because although his signal is saying left, his road position and his speed is not saying the same thing. So maybe, okay, the driver accidentally forgot to turn his indicator off, he used it further down the road for whatever reason, and he's forgotten to switch it off, something, okay, all of us could easily do. So you can see there's a conflict on communication, alright, and these are the things that we need to look out for to help us make better decisions, okay, to whether we're going to come out of this junction or not. Alright, so if we think about, okay, another situation then, we're still at this T-junction, emerging out, turning right, but we have another car coming down the road, who this time, okay, is clearly positioned nicely to the left. We can see that their speed is reducing down nicely all the time and indicating left. Would we probably move out, okay, and do our right turn this time? So the answer here is probably yes, we probably would, because obviously his signal, his road position and his road speed is all saying the same thing. And the likelihood is, okay, we can move out of here and clear onto our side of the road, okay, before this car gets to the junction anyway. We've got that time. But you can clearly see the difference, okay, between the 2 drivers. The first one indicating, but road position and road speed, okay, not really, okay, saying the thing that his indicator was saying, so it was throwing doubt, okay, to our decision, okay, throwing doubt to what he was going to do. Second guy then, okay, good signal, good road position, speed reducing all the time, so all 3 things, okay, are clearly stating the same thing. So this is where, okay, as a good driver, we're going to look for all of these things. We are going to look for everything there, okay, which will then help us, okay, make better decisions. So the thing like on roundabouts, you know, where people, okay, are not so great at signalling, okay, but what we can look for, okay, is their road position on the roundabout. So example on that, okay, you're wanting to enter the roundabout and you've got traffic coming round. So if we had the roundabout, sorry, I'm rubbish at drawing roundabouts. So, you know, we're entering the roundabout, doesn't matter where we're going, alright, maybe we've got 2 lanes on the roundabout, okay, and we've got traffic, okay, coming on the roundabout, and they're clearly positioned over to the left. So that position, okay, is probably more than likely telling us that this driver is coming off, okay? And if he was taking the road ahead, remember, he wouldn't be giving a signal anyway, okay? But the road position, okay, is confirming, okay, what its intentions are. Because again, if we're turning right, okay, that road position, okay, is going to come in, okay, to the right around about the inside. So we can be looking, okay, at the road positioning of a vehicle to determine where they're going. So if I had a vehicle, okay, in this position, coming around quite quickly, I wouldn't go, because of the likelihood, even though he's not indicating, there's a bigger chance that he's going to be coming round and crossing our path. So, you know, looking at the road position is a help, and also the speed. Remember, okay, obviously on roundabouts we only have to give way to traffic that we're going to affect, okay, cause a problem to, slow them down or whatever. If we're not going to cause that, okay, traffic or that road user a problem at all, then obviously we don't have to give way. So this is the thing, okay, that you guys really got to think about, okay, is your communication. Making sure then, okay, you're doing things in good time, getting yourself into the correct road position or the correct lane, whatever it might be, in good time. Don't leave things to the last minute. Reducing that speed, okay, having a good speed and approach, and also the indicator, the signal, the indicator timing, alright, those things, okay. So other road users, okay, can clearly see what your intentions are. Something that comes up a lot, okay, when people first start to learn to drive, okay, they feel, if you like, okay, a little bit victimized, okay, that nobody likes them, okay, they're just an irritating learner on the road and everyone wants to get past them and that, okay. And to be fair, okay, I'm not saying that never happens, unfortunately it does, but I think the majority of the time, okay, it's the problems are arising around you when you're learning in those early days is because other road users around you actually just don't know what you're doing. So they're trying to make their decisions and plan, okay, where they're going, and then they've got you there, okay, where you're not communicating clearly to them. Alright, so they don't know what you're doing. So that's always going to cause probably a little bit more frustration for them. As you progress, okay, and as your driving gets better and obviously you get more skillful within your communication and letting other road users know exactly what you're doing in good time, then obviously what you're going to find, okay, these problems, okay, are going to be just become less and less, because generally, okay, other road users are going to be a lot happier because obviously they know what you're doing. And if they know what you're doing, they can plan themselves around you and you're not causing them such a problem. So that is why, okay, the early stages you become, if you like, a little bit of a magnet to trouble. And as you get better and improve, okay, that obviously will get better and you're not going to be so much of a problem. Unfortunately, we're always going to get those on the road, okay, that for whatever reason haven't got the patience and whatever. And again, obviously our awareness, okay, for those kind of drivers is really important, because obviously we don't want them to affect us and cause danger to us. So that awareness and alertness, okay, is really important. And again, probably even really saying, okay, why communication is vital, alright? So have a think about, okay, how you're communicating. You know, again, it should be something very conscious, okay, we're not slipping into doing things subconsciously, okay, in an automatic way, because that's where then we are more likely to miscommunicate, okay, with other drivers. So, you know, all these things, okay, should be very conscious. We're planning it out, we're aware of other junctions, other roads, where the layout of the road is, okay, when we're going to do things, so we're not going to mislead and do that. And the more you become aware and the more you consciously think about all these things, then obviously the better you're going to get at it, okay? So hopefully, okay, let's give you some ideas, okay, and think about. So yeah, okay, explore that, okay? It's something that you can explore on your lessons, explore with your instructor and that. And you'll find, okay, once you become more aware and conscious of it, your decision making will get better. You'll find that if you're finding yourself a little bit hesitant at junctions, making decisions, once you pick up those communications and you start to see these things a lot clearer, you will find that your decision making will improve, and your hesitancy, okay, will sort of like disappear. You know, you'll start to feel far more confident making decisions. Roundabouts, okay, I think, you know, I see it a lot, okay, where a lot of people don't have the confidence of roundabouts, and I think once they start to understand the roundabout, and understand, okay, what other road users are doing, because they're looking at, okay, those things, speed, position, and all those things as well. They start to understand the roundabouts a lot better, and then again their decision making gets a lot better with it. As I said, a great thing to do is find a roundabout close to where you live and that's a relatively busy roundabout, and just go and stand there and watch it for five minutes or so and just see what traffic's going to do, and you can kind of plan it, because when you're driving on your lessons or whenever and you're approaching it, okay, you haven't really got that time to suss it out because you're too busy as well dealing with what you're doing. You can't just sit there in the car at a junction watching what everyone's doing and causing a delay behind. So you're obviously trying to get approach on and off that roundabout, okay, relatively quickly. If you go down there and stand it, okay, and have a look at one where you've got the time to actually watch the traffic, you'll be surprised how much you really learn. So I would say that is a really top tip. Go and have a look at it. You know, and you can do that with any situation with driving, okay, you know, things that you're not so happy about. Go and obviously find that situation if you can, okay, as a pedestrian, so you can actually spend the time and actually have a look at it, and you'll find that it will really help you out. Okay, that's pretty much it for tonight, I think. A shortish one, but yeah, okay, hopefully a vital one. So just to finish off with, okay, as we said, okay, the clocks have gone back, we're getting those dark nights, so driving in the dark, okay, that's going to make things a little bit awkward, so let's make sure that we're doing all the right things for nighttime driving, lights on, okay, making us visible and stuff. Make sure that you know how to use your main beam and things like that if you're driving on rural roads. Remember, this morning it was a little bit icy here this morning, so I had first frost of the season. So remember, okay, allow a bit more time for your journeys in the morning, be aware of ice on the roads, okay, and obviously making sure that you give yourself the time to clear the ice off your windscreen and your windows and that before you start your journey as well. So just think about that, okay. Look at the winter weather here, keep it safe, give yourself the time. Alright, it's all good. Okay, so I was kind of thinking as well what I could do in maybe the next session or so is maybe do a bit of a Q&A session. So what I'd like, okay, is if you can, okay, if you guys to comment in and message some questions that you'd like me to ask, okay. So whether that's a quick answer where, okay, the question is going to take a few moments to answer it, or it's going to be a little bit more detailed, that's absolutely fine. If you want to send me some questions in, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so obviously I can give you guys more information that you're looking for out there as well. So yeah, send us your questions in, and then obviously I can cover that in, okay, the next couple of weeks and that for you to hopefully give you that information that you're looking for. Drop us in, let us know your name and stuff and that, so we can mention you as well and say hi. So that's it, right, brilliant. So safe driving, and we will see you next week on the next theory workshop. Remember, catch us at directdrivehub.co.uk. Okay, also keep the likes on the Facebook going. Remember to share the video, that would be brilliant. If you know anybody that's learning to drive or anything like that, please, okay, share them, okay, let them know about, okay, our Tuesday night workshop, because I'm sure, okay, this will help them. It's, you know, some great content here for them. Okay then, thanks a lot everybody, see you soon, be safe.